Okay, so today basically I'm just going to do a quick video on how I clean my engines. I'm not going to do the wheels because that's going to be in a later video, but I'm going to do the body shell, which seems to collect quite a bit of dust and fingerprints and things like that because, you know, after my first review I had touched it quite a bit and now it's got my fingerprints all over it and dust and all kinds of things from sitting around. So the first thing I do is I just take the locomotive in my hand, like this, and then I have a makeup brush. It's very soft, and that's important because you don't want it to knock off little bits of detail like the vacuum piping and things like that. So I just go up and down the body with that and get all the first layer of dust off. In the cab some, just to clean out the footplate and over the linkage. And then set that to one side. Just put this right here again for a second. To do the actual cleaning, like getting fingerprints off and things like that, I use some warm water, not like steaming, but not like your finger freezes when you put your finger in it. So I take some warm water, then I add just a little bit of dishwasher soap or washing soap or whatever you want to call it. Just a little bit of it, like a little drop in the bottom. It's good. And then this is some Jet Dry, and basically it's a rinse agent. What it does is it thins out the soap so it's not as thick. Just pour some of that in there. Not too much of that either. And then I have some Q-tips. So just a standard Q-tip. Swish that around in there. Dry it off a little bit on the side. And then take your locomotive and just get all over with it. And basically you'll see, I'm not sure if the camera's picking this up, but if it is, the locomotive gets kind of shiny, and that's just the water on it, and then the water will evaporate off if it's warm enough. Or if it's not warm enough, you can get a small cloth and wipe it off, which it looks like I might have to do that. Yeah, it does take some experimentation to get the proportions right, because you can add too much soap or not enough Jet Dry or whatever your rinse agent is. I'm just going to go all over with this on the wheels too, the linkage. I do the linkage because I like it to be shiny. That might not be your preference, but it's my preference. So just go all around the locomotive with it. And then the buffers, I like them shiny. And this does a fantastic job of making the buffers shiny. So just go all around with that. And one Q-tip will last you quite a while. You'll see if you use this technique. Will last you quite a bit because the Q-tip soaks up quite a bit of the water. So basically just go over everything. And I find that the Hornby's flat black that they use is very vulnerable to fingerprints and things like that. And then if it's not evaporating, what I've found is you just take the dry side of the Q-tip and dry up any especially wet areas. You can also kind of blow on it Just lightly, not like a hurricane or anything. So just get it clean all over like that. And then I obviously don't want to touch it too much. But then you'll do the same for the tender. Just brush it down with this brush first. And if you have powder weathered locomotives, this isn't the best technique. But then again, if you have weathered locomotives, you're not going to be cleaning them up or anything. See, this one I have right here. This locomotive is powder weathered. I don't clean it because it's weathered. It's supposed to look old, so I don't clean it. I have cleaned this one, the daylight, back here in the background. Here, let me just move this stuff over. Here. This daylight I have cleaned. But if you're just wondering, oiling and things like that, yeah, I'm going to have another video. Look for it. It'll be called Locomotive Care. I'll have another video on that about cleaning the wheels and other bits of the locomotive that need cleaning or maintenance. There'll be some stuff on pickups and linkage and oiling and things like that, just to keep your locomotives in good running order. So, yeah, that's how